Lagos's Hot FM.
Lagos, you know one thing I love to do in this life is eat. I think the way for life for me, the only thing about enjoyment. I know since I came back, I just came to work today, and everyone has said that I ate the whole of London. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I probably might have finished all the food in my brother's fridge. He's celebrating right now that he's got the food eating criminal out of his house. But I'm really excited right now. Why? Because HILDA BACI is doing a cookathon. She's doing a marathon season. I was watching a video where, a friend of mine, Laura, was massaging. I don't know if it was Laura that was massaging, but I kind of was watching and I was like, Laura, where you did? Laura, I was sitting in the UK and Laura says, if you want chop, come house, food day. I say, wow. And they tell me HILDA BACI is coming on the show today, and I said, I'm going to ask this girl, when am I getting my own plate of food? HILDA, when is it coming? How far? I was seeing your cooking, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you are attempting to break the world record. My goodness. Wow. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm fine. First of all, thank you so much for having me.
I got you.
I really appreciate,
It's your voice. Is sweet past your food?
I'm sure my food is sweeter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But Hilda, you want to break the world record. It's not an easy thing. It might be very. What's the world record currently?
So the current record is about 86 hours and 45 minutes.
That's if my papa money no waste. That's almost 4 days, 5 days?
Almost 4 days, like 3 days and a couple hours.
So you want to cook food?
Yeah.
But look at this one. You rose up. Yeah, cook food. You want to cook food for 4 days straight?
Yeah.
Wow. Why?
So many people have asked me that question.
Yes, there should be a reason why.
There are so many reasons. There's like an array of reasons why. Mm-hmm. Firstly, I would say I thought about this 5 years ago. I wanted to do this 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I'd been obsessed with Guinness World Record. I used to watch it. I used to stream it on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I followed them on social media and all that. But away from that is... so much is going on. I've done, a lot of things in my life,
cooking life,
in my cooking life. But it's important for me to create, will I say, a system, or will I call it a brand that is sustainable beyond me. Mm-hmm. And doing this pretty much sort of, puts my name on the map for good.
Right.
And then we live in a climate where Nigerians have been taking, like, the narrative about Nigerians is more negative.
Yeah,
there's
true.
Constantly so much negativity going around about what Nigerians do and what Nigerians are capable of. Mm-hmm. And, for me, it's like, if more Nigerians are able to do big things and great things, it would slowly start to shift and change that narrative and, change that perception of Nigerians. And then it now comes down to even young women as well, like women my age. Mm-hmm. There's like a strong perception, like I can't even begin to tell you the stories.
We understand.
But there's like a strong perception of what, like, ladies that look like me or at my age, like what we're capable of or what we can do. And I feel like we're highly underestimated,
right?
So I think it's time that we start to dare to dream and just do like more things to let people know that, like, young people are actually capable of doing amazing things.
Philosopher, they dare to dream. You want to give me a big word? Well done, man. Well done. A lot of women don't like cooking. Now, you want to cook for 4 days. Now, I know people who want to cut onions, they're covering their faces, or they want to cook beans. They're like, oh, these beans never done. I bet I gotta go sleep. How do you intend to do this? Like, are there things that I know it's 4 days? You're probably not going to sleep. Do you have rest?
Well, for every completed 1 hour, you get 5 minutes. So you can accumulate your 5 minutes. So during the 24-hour dry run, I did 6 hours and accumulated 30 minutes. So, I didn't sleep in the 30 minutes that I got, but at least I got a foot massage, which you already like
I was so jealous
mention. And I just stayed still, and I'll call it I was meditating, because I pretty much just focused on my breathing, and I wasn't trying to think about anything else in that 30 minutes. So
you think you can do it for a whole 4 days? Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Are you the type that can sleep for 30 minutes or can sleep?
Yeah, I take quick naps.
Okay.
Yeah, I do take quick naps. So that's something that I do, that I'm capable of doing. So
what are those things? Are there any extra things that you've been doing most recently to make sure that you can beat this record?
Oh, a lot. I have been going to the gym.
Huh.
Yes, I've been working out quite a lot. My trainer has been doing a number on me. So, I've been going to the gym. I've tried to be really consistent. I've tried to adjust like some of the things I eat. I've been working on my weights, so I had like a whole weight loss journey type thing. So I lost a lot of weight to be able, not just to be able to do this, but I remember after the 24-hour dry run, I kept saying to my friends, I could not have done this when I was bigger.
You were tired?
Yeah. So it takes a much longer time for your feet to start to feel the pressure of the weight of your upper body.
Right.
When you're slimmer than when you're bigger. So it's like your feet has to carry much more when you're bigger. So it gave me more time,
Fun fact,
to be on my feet.
I've never been to the gym before, but yeah, we move. I have.
I also be like you.
I remember the time I told a friend of mine that I wanted to gain weight and blah blah blah. That I'm going to look for supplements. And they said no, let me take you to the gym. I said no problem. We went to the gym. I sat down outside and watched him from upstairs, and that's that about that. But now you have this in a couple of days. My goodness, I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm wondering, during the cookathon, there's going to be free food?
Yes.
Aha!
So that's the experience that we're trying to create, which is one of the reasons why we had to push forward the date. So initially the day was 28, but now it's 11th of May. And it's because the response, I feel like the team, we probably underestimated the response to this attempt. So we had over 1,000 people, or 1,200 people sign up on the RSVP on the microsite in like 5 days.
Oh wow!
So that's a lot. And we did have an entire debate on this when we're having a strategy session where I said, I'm trying to create an experience where every single thing is going to be free.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, no, but how do you? And I'm
That's
like, no, it has to be free. Like, what's the point of it? It's like,
everything.
So imagine having a 4-day party where you don't have to worry about spending any money. So that's basically that's my vision for this. So
you're not making money from this?
Technically, I mean,
I'm
gonna be honest.
Please make money from it. I don't like the town sound. Even if I like free, my name is Charity. I like free things. But even at that, please, baby girl, make some money from this. I mean, you're getting the experience. You're doing nice things. Maybe you just give half of the food for free.
Oh, trust me.
Or maybe they buy meat.
My PR guys, they've been on me on this conversation, and I did not budge. And again, I feel like after the dry run, because again, the 24-hour dry run I had at my restaurant, and the restaurant wasn't operating that day, so we didn't open, so we weren't selling food that day. And the experience was amazing because everything was free. Like you rightly stated, Laura said, oh, if you want to eat, come through. Like, we never have things like that in Nigeria. Like, there's really no place where you would go to and then the experience is premium and you don't have to worry about anything. So I mean, this is not something I'm not gonna do this again.
Right.
This is a one-time experience. It's not an annual event. It doesn't happen every year.
Once in a lifetime.
Exactly. So it's a once in a lifetime thing. And I feel like every single person, down to the brands that we, are working with, down to, the volunteers, down to the entire team, the PR team, the production team, everybody, the coordinators coming together. It's like we're trying to create something that is, once you go away from this, once it's ended, you're just going to keep talking about it and it to stay fresh in your memory just because, it's never been done before.
Right.
So so I think making money in terms of selling, I remember them telling me, I think you should just have your restaurant put up a stand somewhere so they can just sell food on the side. And I'm like, it's all nice and good. Yeah, but I'm like, no, that's not the vibe here this time.
You sound rich, but go ahead. Yeah. Tell me you're rich without telling me you're rich. Continue, my dear sister. I'm hearing
I
you.
mean, and it's not just me. So we had already done a lot of things. We had put a lot of things in the pipeline before we made the announcement, because again, it's important that we're taken seriously.
Right.
So, before we opened up to like brands coming on board and coming to sponsor and things like that, we had already at least done about 50 to 60% of the work in terms of making the investment. And again, I would say having these brands on board, that's pretty much the first conversation I'm having with them. It's like, this is what we're trying to do. This is what we're trying to achieve.
Right.
So again, it's like any brand that is coming on board understands the vision and understands what we're trying to feed Lagos for 4 days. Do you understand me? And at the same time, I'm trying to break the Guinness World Record for the longest cooking time by an individual. So having the brands on board definitely makes it a lot easier. And they're very, I would say, like one of our headline sponsors, they're all, what do you need? What can we do?
Yeah.
How can we make this happen? And that just tells me that the spirit is there, like the charity spirit is there in Nigeria. So it's not just about having money, it goes beyond that.
But having money is a plus. But okay, we're gonna leave that. Hilda, I really wish you the absolute best.
Thank you so much.
So, say for instance, I want to shop. Do I just walk into the venue, or do I have to register?
Yeah, so you have to register. So we've created a microsite that is tagged on all my social media platforms. On Twitter, it's on Instagram. On Instagram, we have about 3 accounts. So there's the My Food by Hilda account. There's the HILDA BACI Cookathon account, which is dedicated to this event. And then there's my personal page, HILDA BACI. And the microsite link is tagged on all those pages. I think we have it on, do we have it on TikTok as well? We have it on TikTok as well. I think there is also like a link on YouTube as well. So once you click on that link, there's like an icon to RSVP, and you just put in your email and all that. Because when you come, there's going to be like a registration booth where you have to check to ensure that you've RSVP'd. So because again, the food is free, so we have
can
to.
I eat more than once?
Yeah, so I think I was asked that during the press conference, where they're like, oh, is there a time frame? Like, if I come in the morning, am I going to be asked to leave at a certain point? So I'm like, no, because again, I can't put a price to you even taking out the time. It goes beyond the food. If you eat from 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. when we start till about 4 p.m., you're going to be full. So you even choosing to stay beyond that, like it does a lot for me.
Man, you know they say I like food. I think camp there with you to the 4 days. You know what it is to feed someone in this day and age.
So there's not a limit, but again, we have a capacity per day, because again, as opposed away from just the people that are going to come into the space and enjoy the food and enjoy the music, there's also going to be CSR. So we're going to pack the meals and give it out to people that really can't afford and don't have access to internet to know that this is happening, and have the ability to RSVP or sign up and all that. So we're also going to be taking these meals out to them as well.
That's beautiful. You have a beautiful heart to lead that. I wish you the very best.
Thank you so much.
And I really do hope that Lagos comes out to support you.
I hope so too.
I was going to ask you what if you don't do it, but I'm not going to ask that one because we're looking at the positive side.
Yes.
Make sure you support HILDA BACI. Follow. If you can't even go and eat free food, I beg, you should get a restaurant, Abby. What's your restaurant?
It's in Lekki Phase 1. Is number 6 Emma Bimbola Cole. Is directly opposite Miss K. The name of the mall is called Chris Plaza. And My Food by Hilda is right there.
Okay, so where is this venue again for the free food? Because some of my guys are ballers, but we like free things.
Okay, so the start date or the commencement date is 11th of May, and it runs all through till early morning on the 15th, by God's grace. And the venue is Amore Gardens. It's number 1 Amore Street. It's actually not far from here. It's just off Freedom Way. So right after the church, there's a street on there. So
Amore Gardens.
Yeah,
Lagos.
1 Amore Street.
Have that on lockdown. Thank you so much, Hilda.
Thank you so much.
Lagos is Hot FM.